I was brought up to be a good girl, and I'm a recovering people pleaser. And part of that, and I'm sure many women listening will really identify with this, is you're not allowed to be angry. And yet anger is so healthy because it sets our boundaries. And every time we get angry, it's often because our boundaries have been invaded. And so it's a double whammy when we're not allowed to say no, and neither are we allowed to be angry about it. It's because I was taught to deny what I needed. It's my programming, it's my childhood conditioning, it's how I survived in the world. What I aim to do is really help people clear old patterns of behaviours, old trauma, old pain, and old beliefs which are no longer serving, and really help my clients to move forward in an empowered way to help them find a really better way of navigating the ups and downs of life. The blast technique's been created by a man called Nick Davis, who began to really look into it because he had a lot of trauma growing up. This is just an awesome modality, and when I heard about it and I received a session, I just thought, my jaw dropped, and I thought, I have to have this to help my clients. And if anybody has done any work around trauma, you may have come across the EMDR system, which up until recently was really considered to be the bee's knees for the best way of helping trauma. It's eye movement, and you track your eyes left to right. It's really built on the shoulders of EMDR. So he's taken EMDR and really developed it so that it's even quicker, easier, clearer, cleaner. Something else which I absolutely love is called the sistership circle. And this is an opportunity for women to come together in sacred circle in a place of safety, non-judgment, and support. There are some really cool rules. Nobody's allowed to comment. Nobody's allowed to fix you. Nobody's allowed to jump in and try and coach you. All we do is witness each other from a place of open-hearted sistership and love. And really the healing that you get when you do that has to be experienced to be understood. Then really the third aspect of what I do is, it's a little bit of an umbrella term, but I call it my energy healing work. And I have a number of really cool modalities that I've learned or created and developed, which I use to help people. And always with permission, I connect with your energy field, and then I really get to see a whole other picture of what's going on in terms of behaviours, habits. And at this point, this is where I really connect with my higher self, source, universe, however you'd like to call your point of power. And then mindfulness, I'm really well qualified with mindfulness, which gave me a huge insight into how the brain works, how we are as human beings. It's based on the Buddhist understanding, which is a really ancient and wise way of learning to be in the world. I'm not a Buddhist, and I'm not suggesting anybody should become a Buddhist, but there are aspects of it which are really powerful, which were taken. So mindfulness is a beautiful way of becoming self-aware. And I always say to my clients, once you become aware of the patterns, aware of your beliefs or your thought processes, or even aware that you need to change, or that you're aware that you want to change, you're halfway there. It's the awareness is absolutely key. Then the next step is saying, right, okay, what am I going to do about that? So yes, I often sit and I'll do a quick belief change, or I'll do a bit of muscle testing. This is a lifelong journey. Our healing and our health and our finding our power, finding our joy is absolutely a lifelong journey, and there's always more to do and there's always more to learn. I knew that to really heal myself, I needed to be able to look back in the past, and go, it was the worst experience, but it was also the best experience, and I wouldn't have had it any other way.
Yeah.
And that's exactly where I'm at now. And that is exactly where I would encourage anybody listening who's going through challenging times. When you're feeling like you're carrying this heavy pack of pain and shame and hurt and confusion, every time something really difficult happens and we don't deal with it, it's like putting another boulder in this backpack. And we have to learn to really take the rocks out of our backpack one by one by one, like one session at a time, one emotion at a time, one trauma release at a time. And after a few days, weeks, months, years of doing this, you can look back and you go, wow, I'm in such a good place now, because that horrible, difficult, traumatic experience forced me to deal with all my shit. And now look at me, I'm so strong. I found my power. I'm at peace with being angry. I know how to release stuff. And we never know how strong we are until we're tested.